Hello and welcome to the Streamline and Shine podcast. My name is Steff Bolton and I am 1/3 of Bolton Virtual Solutions, a team made up of me, Mum, and my two daughters, Sam and Amy. Our family virtual assistant agency's absolute passion is helping time-poor female entrepreneurs with those ridiculously long to-do lists, because we all know how they get longer instead of shorter, so that they're able to focus on doing what they love. You're going to want to stick around if you find yourself constantly just doing this thing quickly instead of spending time with your family, or if you look at your list of tasks and feel like crying, or even if you're just simply wondering how to manage your time better and delegate to your team. We're going to be covering topics from social media to marketing, systems and processes to outsourcing and so much more, so that you can see what's possible for you and your business. So let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome back to Streamline and Shine, and today we are talking about burnout. So most people think that burnout means collapsing in a heap on the sofa, too tired to function. But burnout doesn't start with exhaustion. That's where it normally ends. It starts way earlier in the tiny little cracks that you keep ignoring. So I want to help you spot those early warning signs so you don't end up in that place, because as CEOs, we don't just owe it to our businesses to keep ourselves well. We owe it to our clients and ourselves, most importantly. So let's talk about the subtle early signs of burnout. So this is what it can look like right in the beginning. So it could be that you're constantly irritable with clients or your team. It could be that small tasks, normally cut that bit out. It could be that small tasks feel like you're climbing Mount Everest. It could be that you're working longer hours but getting less done. Or you can't switch off, your brain keeps whirring at 11 o'clock at night when you're trying to fall asleep. You could feel detached from the business that you used to love. Now, these aren't just bad weeks, they're early red flags, so you really do need to sit up and take notice of them. So burnout doesn't come out of nowhere. It's fed by poor business habits, unfortunately. So when you refuse to delegate, you end up carrying everything. When systems are messy, you spend double the energy chasing things. When every decision lands on your desk, your brain never gets a break. That constant drip of pressure is what pushes you over the edge. Quick pause, because if this is ringing alarm bells, our Back to Business Boost package might be exactly what you need. We step in, we audit your messy back end, and we get your content under control. We create the breathing space that you've been craving. It's about handing you back time and headspace so you don't end up burning out. So have a look at the link in the show notes for details on how the Back to Business Boost can take the weight off of your shoulders. So I've had my own moments of spotting burnout creeping in, and I've actually suffered with burnout twice over the 4.5 years that I've been in business. And these times when I thought I just needed to push harder were really when I needed to pause. And for me, the signs usually show up as not knowing where to start. What do I feel like doing or working on today? Working all the hours knowing that I needed to get shit done, but not really achieving anything. And then I finally got to the stage where I just couldn't be asked, and I didn't want to sit at my desk, and that never happens. So that's how I know it's burnout. So let me tell you, ignoring those cracks will never, ever end well. But catching them early and doing something about it will make all the difference. So let's talk about prevention. How do you stop burnout before it takes over, before it takes hold? So boundaries. Protect your evenings and weekends. Delegation. Hand off those amber and red tasks that we talked about in the traffic light system in another episode. Systems. Create processes so you're not firefighting. You don't want to be reactive all the time. You want to be proactive, yeah? Support. Talk to someone, whether it's a mentor, a peer, someone on your team. Don't bottle it up. That is really important. And rest. Proper downtime is not a luxury, it's essential. So burnout doesn't start with exhaustion. It starts with ignoring those cracks. So this week, I want you to check in with yourself. Are you seeing any of those early signs? And if you are, don't push through. Do one thing, just one, to take the pressure off your plate. One day, so you get a good night for a bit of self-care. Maybe it's let me think, maybe it's having a look at your systems and auditing them. Are they really running at like their full optimum? Are you using every feature in them that you possibly could be to make your life easier? So just have a little think, sit down with yourself, just take 10 minutes, have a think, what's one thing that you can do to take that pressure off of yourself? And that is how you stay in the game long term, because your business needs you well, and more importantly, so do you and your loved ones. So that is it for this week's episode. If you've got any questions, or you don't know where to start with looking at whether you might be going towards burnout, just drop us a DM. I will always answer your questions in there. So until next week, keep streamlining and shining. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Streamline and Shine. If you have questions on what we covered inside, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Bolton_virtual_solutions, or you can email us at teambolton@boltonvirtualsolutions.co.uk. We absolutely love hearing from our amazing community and are always here to support you. If you'd like to be interviewed on a future episode, please drop us an email letting us know which topic you'd like to speak about, and we'll get back to you. See you on the next episode, lovelies.